on, everybody? Welcome back to the Monday live stream as I get it set up here. I actually was over watching Dietrich and Jared and them talking about some fragrances and lost track of time, but hopefully I'm here on time. I think I am. I had it set up for 7:40, but I wanted to give them some time to talk and just in case anybody was coming over from over there. But let me know what your scent of the day is. Today I'm going to be talking about three different things. I'm going to be talking about 5 hidden gem fragrances that you guys need to know about. Any season, doesn't really matter. Some of them are fresh, some of them are warm. And then I want to talk about decants, not decants, but giveaways, upcoming giveaways, because there's a few giveaways that I'm doing. Day 3 sent me these 3 discovery sets. Thank you to Michael over at Day 3. He sent me these, and I will be doing them next Monday on my live stream. As long as I get home from my parents' 50th anniversary, I should be able to get home in time. But there's 3 full discovery sets, and if anybody is wondering, inside the discovery set, if I can get it open, it has every single one of their fragrances, including the new Desert Rain. So if anybody was wondering, they did add Desert Rain to their discovery set. And then there's a brand new fragrance coming out September 12th, I think, from the House of Coastal Carolina, and it's called Carolina Blue. And they sent me 30 milliliters, which their bottles are 50 milliliters, but they sent me 30 milliliters to give away. And I will be doing that sometime in one of my following live streams, most likely. But let me know again what your scent of the day is, and I'm going to get to the chat because last time we got way too far behind, so I don't want to talk for a long time and then get way too far behind. But what's going on, AS? Scent of the day is DRM Sport 2021, one of the best signature scents you can wear. I appreciate you. Hit that like, everybody. Yeah, on the way in or on the way out, doesn't matter. Literally takes 2 seconds. It helps get more people in here to have a bigger conversation. So appreciate you, AS. What's going on, Gian? Hopefully you're doing well today. What's going on, Newt? Scent of the day is Byredo Bald Freak. Nice. Gian is wearing Initio Must Therapy. I tried that a while ago. I just haven't got around. To me, when I first tried the Initio line, it was like 6 months into my channel, I think. Somebody sent me a bunch. I ended up buying Side Effect, and I ended up buying Paragon when that was released. But all the other ones, like Narcotic Delight came out last year. I wasn't a huge fan of it. I tried Must Therapy. I tried Absolute Aphrodisiac. I tried Oud for Greatness. And while Oud for Greatness is really nice, there's a lot of fragrances that smell similar. And I know Mo's going to hate on that one because he loves that fragrance. With that said, I need to get back to try Must Therapy again. And I also need to, there's one other one I want to try from them. And I can't remember what it is. But so far, Initio has been kind of bland to me. But I don't know. It might just be because back then I was trying a ton at once. And I wasn't really versed on niche. I don't know. Hi. There's my wife. Hi, Jen. I told her last time, she was like, I was in there the whole time. I kept hitting the heart button. And I was like, okay. And she's like, didn't you see me? I was like, you can't see when somebody hits the likes. But hi, Jen. That's my wife. Welcome to Mo's. What's up, Mo? I'm professional, dude. Shaking my head. I have to keep up with the appearances. Mo, shut your mouth. Shut it. You're walking on thin ice, as I said the other night. What's up, Detroit? Evening all. Scent of the day is Offnon Rare Reef. Nice. How you liking that one, Detroit? Me and Detroit have actually been hanging out not just here, but on TikTok. If you guys haven't followed Ballcap Cologne, he does a lot of samples and decants over on TikTok, and he does them on his live. He's a little bit older than I am, but he's a very nice guy. And if you ever want to support the community, he's over on TikTok. I usually don't like TikTok, but I watch his channel, and Detroit's over there as well. Is Pacific Chill worth the price? Well, it's one of 3 Louis Vuittons that I own, so I would say nothing is worth $320. My wife, after trying so many fragrances, speaking of my wife, we got Pacific Chill decant in, and she goes, yeah, I really like that one. And so that was one I was like, you know what? I have a rule that I don't spend over $250 on fragrances, but as soon as she smelled that one, and was like, yeah, we need to get that one. I ended up buying it. So that was my first Louis Vuitton, and now we have Afternoon Swim and L'Immensity. So I would say if you like it enough, I would sample it first. Like I said, you can go on Scent Rush or wherever, get a sample of it, try it out. If you like it enough, then do Afterpay or do PayPal Pay in 4 and pay $75 every 2 weeks, I mean, so that you're not overspending all at one time. And I always make sure the only time I ever make a big expenditure like that is whenever I have no Afterpays, no Klarnas, no PayPal Pay in 4s. All of them are empty. And I'm like, all right, I can do this one thing. It's $75 every 2 weeks. I'll pay it off. And so I'm good with my Louis Vuittons now because all the rest of them I don't think I need for that price. But there is one big purchase that I'm looking at. Just not sure yet. I need to keep working on my decant of it to see if it is 100% worth that $300 price tag. Bleu de Chanel latest, worth the price. Well, I'm glad you said that, Gordon, because I have a video coming out on Tuesday. So what, is that tomorrow? Chanel's Bleu de Chanel exclusive. So I tried the fragrance out. I did a short on it, and I told you guys, based on the one spray that I sprayed, it was nice. Like, it was good, but I wasn't going to buy a bottle for $295. Some people jumped down my throat. Honestly, if you have the money to say, Chanel's so great, you got to spend the $295, dude, there's something wrong with you, because all you have to do is ask the Macy's rep, when's your next friends and family sale? Or go to Sephora and say, when is your next VIB sale? And they'll tell you, and you get 15% off of that fragrance, which would make it $235. So Macy's is August 27th. So just go into Macy's in store, and most sales reps will sell you the Bleu de Chanel exclusive for $235 instead of $295 or $275 plus tax. Anyway, how does it smell? It's way overhyped. It is way, way overhyped. So I don't care if you're like a huge Bleu de Chanel lover. I have the other ones. I like the EDP the best. It's the most wearable. It has pieces of the Parfum and the freshness of the original with the citrus from the original. So you still get the warmth, you still get the depth, and you also get the brightness and the lightness and the citrus from the original. So that was my favorite. While the Parfum is the best for night out, it didn't really matter. Anyway, going into this one. After about, when you first spray it on, it does smell like a Bleu de Chanel, while also having difference, a big difference. And that big difference is it's richer, it's warmer, it's a little bit darker, it has more depth to it. And it's not like bright citrus like you get from the other ones. And it also doesn't feel as blue as Bleu de Chanel, the other three. Then you get to the dry down, and you guys can say all you want about what it smells like or what you think it smells like, or if you think I'm wrong. It smells like if you took like 5% of Bleu de Chanel Parfum and threw it under a less powdery, more ambery Ralph's Club Elixir. And I am not a huge fan of Ralph's Club Elixir. If you like Ralph's Club Elixir, I think that you're really, really going to like it. She put the scent of the day hashtag. I'm proud of you, Jen. I am so proud of you for putting the scent of the day hashtag. She doesn't really watch my content. And I know you guys have been asking me for 3 years to get her on my channel. And outside of my moderators, no one actually has ever seen Jen. But we've been talking about it, and she said she'll come on and do a video soon. But I'm proud of you for putting the scent of the day hashtag. It's pretty funny. Anyway, back to Gordon's question. It's not exactly like Ralph's Club Elixir, but if there was one fragrance that it smelled like the most after 20 minutes, it is Ralph's Club Elixir. It just has that spice, that darkness, that depth, where it feels like that kind of orangey, buttery, but then there's this like ambery, spiced overtone to it. It definitely is a little bit earthy. It's darker. It smells like Ralph's Club Elixir if you made it more amber spiced, and underneath it just had a little layer of the Bleu de Chanel Parfum. But by that point in time, you're like, oh, Bleu de Chanel, what? It's really not that close. They're definitely leaning heavier into this one being an elixir, just not calling it elixir. As I told you last year, Jeff from SoCal Sense talked to a Chanel rep, and they said, Chanel does not follow trends, they start them. Yeah, well, they call them exclusive, which is just another fake word for a deeper, darker fragrance that the elixir is. So it's basically what that is. It's a strong fragrance. It's going to last for days on your clothes. It's going to last for probably 24 hours on your skin. It's very strong while not being overly so. It's like a 3 to 4 sprayer. But overall, it smells nice for a $150 fragrance, but I would not buy it even for $150 because it smells like a fragrance that I'm not a huge fan of, Rouse Club Elixir. So if you like that type of DNA, you will like this, but this is way overhyped, and the EDP is still my favorite. The Parfum is my second favorite. The Eau de Toilette is my third favorite, and the Nula Exclusive is my fourth favorite. There's going to be people who think differently. That's great. But for me and my tastes, it is the worst Bleu de Chanel, not only for the price, but it's just not my style. But let me know what you guys think. And she did wear Pacific Chill today. She has Pacific Chill the Gen. You have a Gen 2, Newt. I forgot about that. You have a Gen 2. Pacific Chill is good, but the dupes are closing in close. Yeah. One of the people who work at Jen's work, they wanted Pacific Chill because they like the way she smells. As do I, Jen. I think you smell great. Jen also wears this other thing. It's a roller ball called Riddle, and it's like an amber musk, and it's a fresh amber musk. It smells so good. And if you guys ever want to get your girl something, Pacific Chill is a great one for them to wear. She also liked Blue Atlas Atlantis. She wears that all the time. So for all of you guys who say that my review was fake, me and my wife both love Blue Atlas Atlantis. Absolutely love it. And so whatever. And then going into the Pacific Chill and the person at her work who wanted to buy it, they said that they wanted something similar, and I was like, I have a few clones of it, and so the clones are getting close enough, but if you have Pacific Chill, it's still the best. And would I recommend Jen buying it, or me and Jen buying it again once we run out? Well, I already know Joey from Scent Rush is going to send me a refill when I'm out for free, so I'm covered with that. But for anybody else, I would say get Coastal Chill or whatever it's called from Luciano. I have it somewhere. Yeah, it's right there. Coastal Breeze. That one's close enough. It smells like 90% the same. So I'm probably going to give that to the girl that is at her work. Mo is wearing Unique Ocean, the Rive. Sin of the Evening is Armani Code Elixir. Before I go any further, I do want to let everybody know who is in my chat right now. I am doing mystery boxes. And so a lot of people were confused on what the mystery boxes are. So what I did was, and you can go to my post tab, I put all of the price averages for those fragrances on discounters right now. But I got 45 fragrances together, and some of them are worth 80 bucks, some of them are worth 25 bucks, some of them are worth 50. The average was $36, I think. And so for $65 plus $10 in shipping, you get one of the 16 mystery boxes. And of those mystery boxes, 13 of them are just 3 cheapies where you'll probably break even. But you have a 3 in 16 chance of getting a package that's worth $300 plus. The one that I would want to win the most is my decant set. I gave you guys basically, in one of the boxes, I would say it's more along the lines of $600 worth of decants. It has just the one package that I put in the picture. I think it has 150 milliliters of just niche. And then I had another package in there. I mean, there's some really good niche in there. And if you think about that, if you take a 10 milliliter niche that's usually 30, 40 bucks, there's like 20 of those. And then you have another package that has other fragrances in it as well. So that's one box that you could win. The other 2 boxes, one has a full bottle of Bois Imperial, which is $100 plus on discounters, and then a sealed bottle, 100 milliliter Guerlain Abbey Rouge Eau de Parfum. And then the other box is Hez Parfums Bourbon Street, which is like $165 now. And then the other one is Joel et Mad Aqua Sextius. And in both of those boxes, you also get another cheapie. So if you're interested, just email me at FragranceDoud@gmail.com or IG message me. I still have a decent amount of boxes left. So what I do is once I'm done, once everybody has purchased a box, I'm giving my wife the shipping labels, and she's just putting them on random boxes, so we don't know who's going to win. I don't know what's in each box. All of them are just randomized right now, so you have a 3 in 16 chance of getting one that's $300 plus. And then other ones, there's a Louis Cardin Sacred that's in one of them. There's 3 Transcendent Parfum fragrances that are $80 that are mixed in, so you also have a chance of getting a couple $100 boxes as well. Just an FYI. I think it was 90% of the boxes you break even or you are at $100. You're at or around $100. And then there's like 10% of them that are around 60 or 70. So I know everybody's pretty much going to break even, no matter which way you look at it. What's going on, Novice? Hopefully you're doing well, man. Must Therapy is my favorite musk fragrance. Jen, I try. Not a Perfume was another one that was a musky amber fragrance from Initio. No, that's Juliet Has a Gun. And Jen likes, that's kind of what Riddle smells like. It's just a lot stronger. But anyway, hopefully you're doing well, Gator. And Gian, that's a classic, well done. What's a classic? Oh, Gator. Send of the day, I didn't even read it. Molinard Gingembre. Yeah, that's a really good one. And it's not even that expensive, because there's the Molinard one, and then there's the other one that's very similar to it, but it's like $100 more. Definitely not worth it. But the Molinard is definitely. The Rare Reef came in with my Mango Ice sample. Both are okay. Yeah, Mango Ice I tried. It's a clone of God of Fire, and it's just meh. Speaking of Mango Ice, there's a guy named Cal Cologne, which a lot of people say is like this huge reviewer. I don't know much about him, but apparently he was giving away like 100 Parfums de Marly's for a penny on Joma Shop, and everybody was saying it was fake because nobody came through and said they won one. I don't know if that's true or not, but then apparently he did a Mango Ice one the other day. I guess Joma Shop was like, yeah, we're not doing the Parfums de Marly. We're losing too much money. So they did a Mango Ice one, and somebody hacked into it and got the code prior to him saying it. And then he had to cancel the whole thing. And then the person also reported it as live and got it shut down. I don't mean to laugh at that, but it's kind of funny. What's going on, Metal Method? Hopefully you're doing well, man. Scent of the day is Michael Malul's Citizen Jack Parfum. I haven't tried the Parfum, but if it's anything like the Absolute, maybe a little bit darker or deeper, I would 100% be with that. It was one of my first fragrances when I started my channel. Novice, how's it hanging? To the left. She's still here. Hi, Jen. Thanks, Randy. Any code for Scent Rush? Dude5, DOUD5. You get 5% off anything at Scent Rush. I am not affiliated with them. They just send me stuff. Like I'm friends with him. Like ask my wife. She's in chat. Joey just calls me out of the middle of nowhere. The owner of Scent Rush. I'll be sitting like outside with my wife just hanging out, and he'll call me and she'll be like, well, I guess I'll see you in a couple hours, because I'll be on the phone with Joey for like 2 hours. And then he'll just randomly send me like a bottle of Angel Share or a bottle of, I don't know, Pink Boa or something. So that's kind of the deal we have, is that I don't have affiliates with him. I'm not going to advertise like as a sponsor for him, but he'll send me stuff as long as I just mention him when people ask about samples and bottles, which is pretty much advertising in itself, but just with a little bit of a loophole. Give her a wrench. She won't even know what to do with it. I should throw it at my head. I'm just kidding. Very good evening to you. An honor and pleasure to have you with us. Very nice there, Detroit. Welcoming her like she's a queen, which she is. Which do you prefer, Burberry Hero EDP or Gentleman Boise? That's a good question. That's a really good question. The one that I could wear more is Burberry Hero EDP. The one that I probably like the scent of more is Boise. But I know if the answer, because I guarantee you, because she's in the chat, but I guarantee you, if I sprayed both of them on right now, Jen would say go with Burberry Hero EDP, because what are you trying to do when you're wearing most of your fragrances? You're either wearing them for yourself or to get noticed. And Burberry Hero EDP will get more compliments from women, but Boise still can pull compliments. It's, to me, it's the better smelling to men, but the EDP is the more wearable, bigger compliment getter. So it all depends on what your style is and what you're looking for. Watching 2 streams now. Nice. Me and Dedrick, most likely. Scent of the day is Aqua Wood, which is a really good one. I had that in my hand today to spray, but then I ended up spraying one of my top 5s here, which is, let's just tell it, one of my 5 hidden gem fragrances. Ormond Jane Montebaco Intensivo. Smells so nice. Jen calls it like scented hairspray. I mean, that's what she just called it. But Montebaco Intensivo is a nice masculine tea scent. It has a little bit of this smoky incense to it, but when I first smelled it, I thought it was very chemically, but once I started getting used to the scent, this is a very pricey fragrance. All Ormond Janes are, but the bottle's nice, the sprayer's nice, the cap holds on real good. But if you want a masculine tea scent that's not unisex like the Imaginations and stuff, Montebaco Intensivo is absolutely fantastic. But, and apparently my wife thinks it smells like scented hairspray. I yelled at her. I was like, no, it doesn't. It sure doesn't. I smell great today. I'm telling myself that. Sebastian was tearing Chanel up in his video. Who's Sebastian? You always tell me names of reviewers, and I mean, you got to know by now, Mo. The only ones that I actually know are like Ross, Dedrick, and Jeff, and maybe a couple other ones. But like in my head, I'm like not thinking of their names. Obviously, like Mike and Gator and Grim, but like big reviewers. What's up, Kevin? How's the bus station going? Hopefully you're doing well, man. Bleu de Chanel Parfum is the goat. I can't see what the emoji is, but I'm guessing it's either a crown or a goat. So I'm just going to say goat. I better smell great being married to Dude. Yes, you sure do. She has... It's funny because I bought her like 1, 2, 3, 4, like 6 fragrances over there. And I also gave her a couple that I got from Burberry and Mugler. And I also gave her Killian's Love Don't Be Shy, the Rihanna fragrance. And yet she's wearing the ones that I bought, like the Blue Atlas and the Pacific Chill. Even the Pacific Chill, it was kind of like a team buy. But she smells amazing. Even without fragrances, I just love the smell of her. I mean, when you're married, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not being creepy. When you're married, you just become accustomed to the smell of your wife. Randy will have to donate to enter day 3. No, David, no. Those donation ones were only so I could avoid other people, but whenever I'm sent 3 sets, I'm not going to make you guys donate. But if you are a member of the channel, you do get a second entry. So anybody who is already a member into the channel will automatically have an entry. But if you donate, if you do become a member after that, then like, so for instance, Gator is already a member of the channel. So he will have 2 entries as long as he's at the live at that point in time. That's the way that it's going to work. So everybody who is at the live at that point in time, I'm going to write their name down. You have to be subscribed to the channel. And then I might have something like you have to be subscribed on Instagram or TikTok or something like that. But outside of that, you're not going to have to donate anything else. As long as you're at the live stream, you will be entered to have one of these. And same with the Carolina Blue. You'll automatically get entered, but if you are a member of the channel, you get a second entry. I think that's fair. I did not like doing the donation ones, but sometimes, I mean, and if it happens again, like during the day 3 live, if we get a bunch of trolls coming in, subscribing with zero days on YouTube, then I might have to go back to doing the $2 donation thing. Traffic, how are you, sir? Talking to Traffic. What's going on, Traffic? How you doing, buddy? I'm trying to get to the long day at work. Just finished. Nice. Just finished dinner. I'm not even finishing any of you guys' sentences. Anyway, next hidden gem. To you guys might not be a hidden gem because you've been watching my channel for a while. But Day 3 Tres Oros by, speaking of Day 3, this is a pineapple ring that was grilled. And then you take a bunch of raw honey and put it on top of the pineapple ring. And then you take a grater or whatever, and you take some cinnamon and dust it on top of it. That's exactly what you have with this. At some points in time in the fragrance, like the opening is more pineapple, while you get to the mid and it's more honey, and the dry down gets more of the spice and cinnamon mixed in, or spice and the spice and honey mixed together. But it's a very beautiful but gourmand that has a slight bit of freshness. Molinard version, very close. Mise en serre, that's what it is. The version is expensive. You sent me both. You sent me the Molinard and the Mise en serre, and I like the Molinard better. Mango Ice is my favorite clone. Hey, to each his own, Gian. I think it sucks. I think that if you wanted to get a God of Fire, which I think God of Fire smells like a clone of, like a bad clone of Porthole. Like, it's just the way that I look at it. Because to me, once I tried Limonata and Porthole, every other tropical fragrance that doesn't have naturals sucks to me now. The only one that I can still deal with is Summer Hammer. Icon is still nice, but like Mango Thai Lime, Atelier Pacific Lime, like those ones, because they're higher quality, I still love those fragrances. But God of Fire to me is now horrible. I don't like the fragrance. I don't like any of its clones, but I did try, was it Vulcan Fue? And that one is the best clone of it if you're looking for an actual clone. But I thought Mango Ice was terrible. What does Joma Shop gain with giving 1 cent Mango Ice? Wouldn't that be a big loss for them? They get a lot of people coming to their site because he has millions and millions of views and millions and millions of followers. So if he even gets a percentage of those people to go to Joma Shop to buy something, or at least get the name of Joma Shop into their brains, and let's say 10% of those people go and buy something regularly, they made their money back. Because 100 Mango Ices is $2,500. If they get 10% of all of the people that watch that video to go to Joma Shop, then they made their money back tenfold. So with the Parfums de Marly, it doesn't make any sense. But for the Mango Ice, it makes sense. With the Parfums de Marly, they lost $10,000. Like, I don't understand that. Yes, you can get your money back, but I think they found that out pretty quickly, that was a very, very bad one. This is true, cool guy. What the fuck you talking about, Jen? This is true, cool. This is true, cool guy. Interesting, Gian. I'm interested in exotic oud. Same bottle, but black. Supposed to be oud maracuja. I've tried a lot of oud maracuja clones lately, but I don't know the names of any of them. What's going on, Jason? Hopefully you're doing well. Scent of the day is Drakkar Noir Blue. Speaking of one of the people who is a member of my channel, he'll automatically get a second entry into the Day 3 and the Coastal Carolina giveaways. What's up, Patrick? Scent of the day is LV Imagination. Can't go wrong with Imagination. For the price you can, but you can't go wrong with the smell. What's good, Mitra? I've been watching a couple of your lives lately. You've been checking in. You're always doing something like in some beautiful location. I don't know if that's just where you live, but I always watch your lives and it looks like you're like in Italy or something. I don't know if that's what it is, but like I'm sitting here just in my room. But hopefully you're doing well. Gian, write too much for just 50 milliliters. Oh, you're talking to Gian. Why do I always keep falling? Finally made it to a live. You've been to a few of my lives, haven't you? I didn't do a live last week because I've just been lazy, I guess. Well, there was a reason I didn't do a live last week. Jen might be able to remember. I honestly don't remember. $20 from Detroit Sports Fan. Very generous for putting the mystery boxes together. Thank you. Is this a what? Why is it not $20 from Detroit Sports Fan? Very generous for putting a mystery box. Is this showing up on everybody else's? I need someone to tell me. Is this a super chat? Like, because it's not showing on my page as a super chat. But is that showing to you guys as a super chat? Let me know at the bottom. I scrolled to the bottom because it's showing as $20, but it's not showing as a super chat. Thank you, Detroit Sports Fan. I wish I could show you what my thing looks like. Actually, I can. Here. I'm going to pick up my thing. It does not look like a super chat. It just looks like a normal comment. I don't understand what was going on there. But Detroit Sports Fan, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Again, what he is talking about is I'm doing mystery boxes, which took me a long time to put them together. And so a lot of people were like, so what, you're going to get clones and cheapies? No. I mean, yes, I decided it was either I was going to do a lottery where you just put like 30 or 40 bucks in and you have a chance at three $300 boxes. But I was like, no, I want to get rid of some of my cheapies. So I decided to make 16 boxes. And of those 16 boxes, it's $75 a box, $60 or $65 plus $10 in shipping, altogether 75 bucks. And it would be, you have a 3 in 16 chance of getting a box worth $300 plus. 2 of the boxes are full bottles that are worth $300 plus, and the other box is pretty much a $600 box worth of decants. I mean, I can't even tell you how much it is. I didn't feel like going through and analyzing it all, but it's probably $600 worth of decants. I mean, there's a lot of fluid in there. With that said, anybody who doesn't get one of those 3 boxes, the other 13 people, you still pretty much make your money back or more, because there's other fragrances in there that are worth 75 bucks, 50 bucks, 60 bucks. And every other box gets at least 3 fragrances, and they're mostly clones and cheapies or indie brands. So if you're interested, just email me at FragranceDoud@gmail.com or IG message me now or after the live. And once I take the post down, that means I'm out of boxes. But I am not out of boxes yet, at least from what I saw before the live. But thank you so much, Detroit Sports Fan, for the $20 donation. I really appreciate you, man. It's been raining every day here since it's been hard for me to work. I'm ready for our dry season in October. Well, continue the good work there, Kevin. Perfume guy, the one guy that got flagged by Chanel. Oh, yeah. He's the one that makes those 3.5-hour videos that I can't watch. I like watching fast forward just to get to the fragrance, because his videos are like 3 hours long. Anyway, that's what's up. It doesn't show as a super chat on my side. I'm so glad that I saw that, though, so that I know that if there is any super chats that come through, they're just going to look like normal comments. That was very kind of you. Very, very kind. That was a super duper underrated, overlooked one, Big Mike. Gian being Gian. Jason, fuck that shit. Fuck that ish. Glad you made it out the other side. I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about right now. Money's been good. I hate working for it. Who doesn't hate working for it, Jason? I mean, I'm calling off Fridays. Ooh, hopefully nobody from my work is watching. So that I can go to my parents' 50th anniversary get-together. Porthole and God of Fire don't even smell like, but no, I know they don't, Gian. I was saying, to me, Porthole makes it smell like a clone. I wasn't trying, that's why I corrected myself, is because it's not a clone of Porthole. They're different fragrances altogether, but it makes God of Fire smell like a cologne because of the oils and the naturals that they use in it. It's just porthole and limonada just make it smell cheap. I just didn't want to say horribly negative things, but yeah, it just makes it smell cheap. I'd buy God of Fire. I didn't even read that part. I'd buy God of Fire and limonada and skip porthole. You're lying, man. I have never heard somebody that said they would rather buy limonata and like limonata, but skip porthole. Because limonada and porthole, I don't care who you are, they're like 90, maybe 85% the same style of fragrance. It's just one's a little more mango, one's a little more passion fruit. They both are supernatural fragrances, and when you get to the dry down, they're like 80% the same. It's just porthole has more of an kind of ambery caramel mix underneath it, while the other one is more of this kind of musky fruity tone. But they're very, very, very similar. So I'm surprised that you said that you would skip porthole and get God of Fire, and yet you like limonada. I actually haven't heard that. I've heard people love both limonada and porthole, but they choose one over the other. I just haven't heard them not like one and like the other one. From my experience, women really love Burberry Hero, EDT, and EDP more than many of us collectors realize. The EDP for sure. The EDT my wife does not like. She said it's too much like too woody or too much woods. This was like a year ago, but she said it was too much wood, so I ended up selling it. But I think the EDT is just clean woody. It's a nice fragrance, not something that I would wear, but the EDP, it has that spice and almost like a nutty vibe. It's woody, but has an ambery sweetness. It's very, very nice fragrance. But yeah, women like that a lot. I remember when I bought it, I sprayed it while I was in store, and we went to the Ulta counter, me and my wife, and the women behind the counter said, "What are you wearing that smells really nice?" And it was the Burberry Hero EDP. What's up, Junior? Scent of the day is Gritty Rebellion. Nice. Oh, no, Junior was the one that's already a member of the channel, and Junior is going to be the one that gets the extra entry. As long as he's here in the live, he'll have 2 entries for the giveaways. So if you do want to have extra entries for the giveaway next week, just become a member of my channel. You have to be on a computer or a desktop site and go to my channel and hit join, and it's like $4.99 for the smallest tier. What's Scent of the day was Lamensity. I love Lamensity. Such a good fragrance. I'm trying to get to the bottom, but while I'm in the middle of getting to the bottom, let's go to the next one. Another one my wife's not a huge fan of, but I know a lot of people and women that do like this, just based on any time that I've seen people talk about it online, women and men. Lolita Lempicka Green Lover. My wife's not a big fan of powdery vanillas, though, so I understand why. But this one, it kind of just smells like if you took an orange creamsicle and added a bit of mint to it and made the vanilla a little bit powdery. That's what this fragrance smells like. The orange goes away pretty quick, and the vanilla is the dominant note in here, but for 25 bucks, this stuff is absolutely fantastic. It is, again, almost like a minty creamsicle. But it doesn't have a ton of mint. It's just a little bit of mint to give a little bit of a green edge underneath the fragrance. But very, very delectable, just like a creamsicle. It's a nice hidden gem. Not a lot of people talk about it. I heard about it first from Mike from I Smell like 2 years ago, and to me it's very similar to St. Julep. While I like St. Julep a little bit more, it's also 4 times the price. So if you guys want something similar to St. Julep, that is the one. Yeah, LV prices are insane. Luckily, I got Imagination for my birthday to last. That's a good birthday present. I would have chose Lamensity, but yeah. Some people were talking about how they like Louis Vuitton Lovers. I think that stuff smells like pickles. It smells like moldy pickles, just like Santal 33 from Le Labo. It's a super chat. Awesome. I am far behind. I did it as a super chat. Hopefully it went through okay like normal. I think it did. I think that for some reason the new update on StreamYard, if you guys see StreamYard in the top right hand corner, I think the new update on StreamYard isn't processing the YouTube donations correctly on our end. but it still will go, it'll go through YouTube just right, just fine. But I appreciate that, Detroit. Randy and Royal Oud looks good on your shelf. Yeah. Yep. There it is. 2, 1. I can't do this back mirror thing, but Royal Oud is such a fantastic fragrance. Absolutely amazing. It's probably my second favorite Creed of all time. Such a good scent. I just sold my Creed Original Vetiver, mostly because I just don't wear it. It smells nice, but it's just very simplistic. Again, Jen doesn't wear it. I wear 90% of my fragrances for her. I literally put on a scent, and if she says she doesn't like it, I'll look at her and say, now I gotta change it. Like, what do you not like about it? Because you liked it last time. It really, like, it hurts my feelings. And she's just like, I don't know what you want me to say. You want me to be honest? I'm like, yeah, but you're like hating 80% of my fragrances. Clones are taking over the community, it appears. It is, Gordon. It's 100% taking, whose birthday is it? Oh, I read it earlier already. Patrick, happy belated birthday. Sorry, I know I read the birthday thing, but I wasn't even thinking about saying happy belated birthday. Yeah, thank you, Mo, for being a nicer person than I am. Gordon, anyway, clones are taking over the community, and I don't care. I mean, I'm still not going to change the way that I do things. The way that I look at fragrances is the way that I look at it. If you look at it a different way, like if you go to TikTok, people will have a shelf. Like I had, starting this week, I had 600 fragrances. I think I'm down to 495 now that I sold, like, or either sold away some of my fragrances, and then there's 50 fragrances in the mystery boxes. But there's people on TikTok that have the same looking shelves as me, and they're all clones. And on YouTube too. And I just won't let it get that way for me, because when I'm done with fragrances, as far as being a reviewer, the only reason I have this many fragrances behind me is because I'm a reviewer. If I'm not a reviewer, I'd probably have 40, maybe 50. I just won't have that much. There's no need to have that huge of a collection whenever you're not using it for something, because I find it hard to even find a scent of the day nowadays. But with that said, the way I look at fragrances is I want things that smell great, yes. I'm not looking at the money side of it outside of the resale value, because my fragrance collection, I don't want to buy more than this and my other part of my collection. I don't want more than that. I never have. I told you guys when I started my collection, I didn't want more than 400. I got over 400 and I was trying to find a way to get rid of it. This is the good way to do it. Anyway, my way is I want to be able to, as I'm rotating things throughout my collection, I want to get rid of the things that I blind bought or got in that I'm not a huge fan of, or that I don't wear as much, so that I can make space for the new ones. So I want to have a good resale value on those fragrances. So the two main things I look for in a fragrance, I like the smell, and Jen likes the smell. It's kind of like the number one thing. And then the number two thing is that it has good resale value. I don't care about views and clicks and all that stuff. I never have. If I did, I'd probably be at 30,000 followers by now. I don't do top 10 lists every day. I don't do clones every day. My biggest video on my channel was last year when I did top 10 clones. It got 40,000 views. And I didn't care. It's not like I went and did a clone video next week. I didn't do a clone video from after that for another 8 months. If I cared about it that much, I would. I just don't. And while some clones are good, none of them, I think I'd say 99% of clones don't smell as good as the original. And while, yes, the price tag probably makes it a better buy for most people, for me it doesn't. It doesn't, because I want to have a collection behind me that at some point in time I can sell for a good resale value and rotate my collection as I'm working my way through this process. Or pass it down to my daughter at some point in time. Who knows how long I'll be in this. If I'll be in this for 20 years and then I retire, I can pass it down to my daughter, or if she has a son, I'd be able to give this, or to my nephew at some point in time. I don't know what I'd do with it. But at least I'll have that option, and with clones, you wouldn't have that option. I'm slowly trying some clones, but treading very lightly. Full House is still my favorite. Full House is a really good one. I would add Full House to my collection. But I mean, it's not like I don't have clones. I gave you guys 50 in those mystery boxes, clones and cheapies, but I still have like 30 behind me. Um, and now LV will probably soon raise their prices to maintain. I don't think they're going to raise them at Louis Vuitton. At least from what I'm hearing right now, is they're sticking at 320. I'm they already know that they're paying more than pretty much every other company out there right now. So, and they're not even paying that much more. Like, there's still Creeds that are more expensive. There's Rojas that are more expensive. But for a brand that gets sales out the wazoo, I think that there's no need to up their prices right now. There's a new Bath and Body Works I've heard. I'm guessing that's what you guys are talking about. Apparently, Vampire Blood is like really good. My wife ordered a sample of Bond Number 9 Secret Gardens. I'm slowly reeling her into the fragrance community. Yeah. I mean, my daughter actually told my wife the other day that she wants to start getting into fragrances. I said, why the hell did she tell you? I said, I'm the dude with the fragrances. I am the fragrance dude. Like, if she wants to get into the fragrance community, you would think she'd be excited to come tell me. I mean, she comes and tells the person who wears my fragrances. I was like, come on. It's called Lolita Lempicka Green Lover. It's like 30 bucks, and it is unisex, so it's fantastic. If you like vanilla, a little bit of greenery, smells like I said, like a vanilla heavy creamsicle. If you already have Lamensity, then you're doing well with the imagination, for sure. Great birthday gift. I think he said Green Lover. I did. How do you guys feel about I'm guessing Kenzo Aqua? Is that like Kenzo Ohm Aqua? I've never heard of Kenzo Aqua before. I have like all the Kenzo Ohms. Like I have Kenzo Ohm EDP, Intense, Marine. I had Santal, but that stuff sucks. Outside of that, I don't know any Kenzo. I didn't even know there was other Kenzos, to be honest with you. What's your favorite Memo Paris scent? Russian leather. Winter Palace is a good one, but Russian leather really surprised the hell out of me because I was going into it. I tried Italian leather, I tried African leather, and they're both leather scents. Different styles, but different leather scents. Russian leather really doesn't have any leather in it, and if it does, it's not really noticeable. And I was super shocked because it's more of a pine green woody scent. I was like, it's like a Kohlen green. It's almost like you're at the top of a mountain on Mount Everest and there's a giant pine tree. That's exactly what it, like, or you're in the tiger forest. It's really interesting, but that was my favorite from them. But I haven't tried, I've tried a handful. That's about it. That's so cute. You try to convince her to like it. Yeah, I do. I try to convince her to like it. But come on, like, what's wrong with it? Like, can you tell me? Like, I think it's nice, but I mean, you sure? Because you liked it last time. You should like it this time. Like, come on. I love it. Like, and that's how I'll say it, too. Like, I'll be like, please. I can't believe you don't like it this time. Yeah, me and Newt were talking about it. It's so hard to convince. If you have somebody that just is very picky about fragrances, let's see. My wife isn't a huge fan of citrus. And if it is citrus, it can't be all citrus. She's not a fan of powdery vanillas, like half the fragrances out nowadays. She's not a fan of strong fragrances. She's not a fan of even decently strong fragrances. I can tell you that because I wore Outer Banks, which is not a strong fragrance, and I sprayed it 4 or 5 times. It was too much. She commented on it about 9 times, a Giant Eagle. So I can tell you that with all of that put together, she also doesn't like floral. She also doesn't like, obviously, rose, which is a floral, but it's almost like it's a specific scent profile. Not a big fan of leather. Doesn't like iris. Doesn't like a lot of fruity scents, but that's really her. I can just, honestly, the best way to put it is she usually likes creamy vanillas and some fruits, and then amber and musk, and then that's it. and she doesn't like all ambers either. She likes the fresh ambers. She doesn't like the warm ambers, and it's very picky because she hated Grand Soir. So it's like what's good, what's not. Doesn't like blue fragrances that much outside of the YSL Y line. That is my safe spot. Her favorite fragrances, let's just put it this way, on me are Boss Bottled mixed with Spice Bomb Infrared. What else is there? It's hard. Wanted by Night, Lacoste Blanco Fraiche, and pretty much every YSL Y fragrance. Outside of that, Parfums de Marly Herod, she gives me some compliments on. She likes that cappuccino one, the Blue Star, Amen Ultimate. And she also liked the black one, but she doesn't like that anymore. And she likes Tom Ford's Cherry Smoke every once in a while. And then she likes Pacific Chill, and she likes Limonata and Porthole. So I have that many fragrances that I can choose which one she likes. So, yes, some clones come close, but they never really get the quality. I bought Vulcan Fouet, and I wish I never smelled the original. Yeah, it's just Then there's ones like you don't like that much, or at least I don't like that much, like Mancera Red Tobacco. So when I bought Paris Corners Wild and Tobacco, I actually like that more because it doesn't have the rough opening. But yeah, some clones can make you do that. And then I hate the entire house of Dua, and I hate the entire house of Alexandria because their oils smell like vegetable oil. Well, I guess I already answered your question there, Mike. You ever try Russian leather? Yeah, it's my favorite from the house of Memo Paris. And I also introduced it to Newt, who really likes it, because I remember the live stream I was talking about it. And I remember Newt's comment was like, wait, pine? All right, I'm in. And I think he bought the bottle like the next day. $350 now. Yeah, that's whatever. $350. I know it was $320, but they jumped it up to $350 before I even bought my Pacific Chill. Speaking of Bond, does anyone get Fig from Greenpoint? I was supposed to try Greenpoint. I got a decan in that leaked, and he never sent me a new one because he was out. But I am getting it soon. I'm also getting the new Ex Nihilo Blue Talisman Extrait. And he just messaged me today that, what else? I can't remember. I also just tried Mind Games Opera Mate. Mind Games Opera Mate, I got a bottle. It's going to be coming. That is the best gourmand that I have tried. I am not a big fan of the House of Mind Games. Before this, there was only like 3 or 4 that I enjoyed, and 2 that I enjoyed enough to get a bottle. The one is French Defense that I got a bottle of, but I actually don't enjoy that enough to buy a bottle. I got that bottle for a trade, for a really good trade. I traded my Versace Mano Fraiche Extreme for that, I believe. It was either that or the Ralph's Club New York. But it was like a designer. I just traded it to the guy from Scent Rush, and he hooked me up with French Defense. But I also have the Forward. That is my favorite. It's a very good layering fragrance, but also nice by itself. But the best 2 fragrances from the house are the ones that I just tried and one of their newer ones, and that is Opera Mate, which literally smells like if you took a creme brulee and then you just added this kind of glazed chestnut underneath where it's not overly nutty. You get a little bit of vanilla. It's a very beautiful gourmand, but you have to like creme brulee, gourmand, a little bit of caramel, some vanilla. It's a very, very beautiful fragrance with a slight nutty tone underneath it. Absolutely love that stuff. And then I have Counterplay, which will be here tomorrow, which is, I just got a sample in from him today as well. I also got Queening, Kingside, and Queenside. I haven't tried those out. And then I also have Mentor. Sorry, Newt. I will try that right after this live and tell you what I think of it. But Counterplay, I finally just tried it, and I'm so glad that I blind bought the bottle. The melon and banana and the fruitiness, it's one of the best tropical fragrances that I've tried. And it's not even tropical, it's more of like a fruity fragrance, but it's a guava, melon, banana. I mean, and you can actually notice the banana in it too. It's not like Bond Number 9 New York Nights, which I love. I love New York Nights. I just tried that too, which gives you that figment of your imagination where it smells like banana bread, but it's not actually banana bread. It just has that feeling of it. But anyway, Counterplay and Opera Mate. I don't like mind games that much, but if you haven't tried those, I 100% recommend it. She wants to tell the fragrance girl, send her to meet me. I'll make you go bankrupt. Yeah, I still don't think you'd be able to convince my wife what to like and what not to like. I mean, I'm telling you, she's tried hundreds of fragrances. She has a very specific. That's why she uses a rollerball. So, I mean, of all the fragrances I have in the house that are unisex, she uses a rollerball a lot of the time. So, what's going on, Grim? Hopefully you're doing well. Mine said she thought mango ice smelled like rotten food. Yeah, fair enough. Pretty much what it smelled like to me. It's not horrible. It's just didn't like it at all. Yes, I'll never try Dua based on your input. They have fanboys. Dua has fanboys. There's something about some Duas. I have 6 bottles of Dua behind me that are just down here in my decant pack, and I can't wear any of them. I just give them away randomly. Whenever I'll give someone like a decant set, I'll just randomly throw a Dua in. I just can't do it. I had 56 of them at one point that Jeff gave me. A lot of mind games have that Mancera Montel screechy syrupy vibe. Yep, Patrick, these two do not. I 100% agree with you with the other ones, but these two do not. You'll like that stream. Let's go. I can't even see how many likes there are in there, but I'll take your word there's not enough. So let's do that. Look up Opera Mate. Get a sample of Opera Mate. You can sample it at scentrush.us. Use code DOUD5. I'm telling you, if you like gourmand fragrances, this one will not let you down. 100%. And then just wait for an olfactory sale, which there is one going on right now, which I understand mind games are expensive, but if you look at it this way, right now, with the mind game sale on olfactory, Opera Mate is $265. That is $30 less than the new Chanel. So if people want to bitch about mind games, it's a niche. It has much better resale value than Chanel's do, which Chanel's, you actually lose about $60 on resale value for most of them. So just an FYI, because a lot of people out there do sell them. Mind games, you will make about 90 to 95% of your money back if you don't like it. Or if you decide to sell in a year and you still have like 95% of it. You should try Winter Palace by Memo Paris. It's surprisingly unique and easy to like. I will take your, I'll take that down. I don't know where I'll try it though, because none of my decant sites have it. And I know that because I went through the 2 decant sites that I use, and I will not go and buy a decant of it because I have 2 decant sites that send me stuff for free. And so none of them have Winter Palace. So unless somebody sends me a decant or something, I probably won't get around to it, like unless they get it in. I'm not trying to be rude or anything like that. It's just that's the way I do things. And unless I'm like really, really interested in a fragrance to where I'll blind buy it. So if it comes on olfactory, make sure you're on one of my live streams when I'm doing my olfactory Venba buy. I buy based on what you guys are saying. So maybe if it's on there, I'll buy it at that point in time. I just got my Trace Auto and makes my 6 days 3 fragrance. Man, it's so good. Bonnie next on my list. Such a great house. I love everything they stand on. I told you and I told Mike. I'm the only person I bet you that is a reviewer that told Michael from day 3 on a live stream that I hate one of his fragrances. I said, yeah, I like all your fragrances, but I hate Say Less. I know a lot of people love that fragrance. It's not my style. Everybody knows I do not like Florentine Iris. As soon as I tried that, I said I like day 3 a lot, but I can't do it with Say Less. And yet, he likes my honesty. So, he also sent me this, by the way. He sent me, I was talking about it on the live. I said the one thing that I'm getting next is day 3 Island. He sent me Island. This is very beautiful vanilla. And it smells like vanilla bean. Not too powdery. It has this kind of day 3 aspect, but a little bit more, or not day 3 aspect, baby cat aspect, but a little bit more vanilla woody focused. And man, if you're looking for something that's suit and tie, winter vibe, this is super nice. One of the most high class vanilla scents that I've ever smelled. But yeah, I completely agree. There's a few houses you can stand behind, and Day 3 is one of them. Your daughter, not your wife. Well, what? Oh, my daughter. I will send her your way, Mitra. She would enjoy your channel. I'll send my daughter your way. If once she actually asked me though, I told my wife, I said, don't tell my daughter. I said, don't tell my daughter. Don't tell Halen that you told me that she came to you saying that she wanted to get into fragrances. I want her to come to me. And so until she comes to me, I ain't telling her shit. Also try Game of Spades Boston and Jackpot. Oh, okay. Boston was good. Jackpot, not so much. I haven't tried anything else from their house, but again, I don't really get too much into clones. I just know that my buddy sent me a decant of the Game of Spades Full House. If you're looking for imagination, it's basically that, just with like a slight minty tone to it. And there's not even mint in it. It just smells like mint. I have 30 fragrances, but don't have anything from YSL Y line. What do you recommend? Okay, so most people would say YSL Y EDP because it's like a heavy apple, and that's like, it depends on your age. You might like that one. If you're like under the age of 20, YSL Y EDP would probably be the answer. But for me, it gives me a headache because it's a lot of apple. So if you would ask me a year ago, I would have said YSL Y Le Parfum, the black bottle. But now that you're asking me, I'm going to have to say that the number one fragrance to go with from that line is probably YSL Y Le Parfum 2025 edition. I think that that's the best one that's still out. If you're looking for a wearability factor for all season that smells great, I'm going to say do yourself, if you have a Macy's near you or a Sephora or something, or Ulta, go in there, try out the EDT, the EDP, and the Le Parfum, and make your decision. But it all depends on if the EDP gives you a headache. If it doesn't, that's probably going to be the answer. If it does, then the Le Parfum, because the EDP giving people a headache is a thing. So I wouldn't blind buy it, but if you were blind buying it, the only blind buy worthy one from those is the EDT. It's a very easy wear scent. To me, the Le Parfum from 2024 and below, before that, was the best blue fragrance ever made. Any interest in the new Valentino Ivory coming out? Yes, it's actually on the Ulta website right now, but sold out. But I am definitely interested in it, and I'm gonna pick it up, especially because it's like the only new release designer that's coming out right now. So yeah. Not a fan of Say Less either, brother. Well, I'm glad we have that in common. Seems like we have similar styles with them, Joe. I told you about Island. About damn time, dude. Yep, you were right, Newt. But you know my feeling on vanillas. I like creamy vanillas, I like vanilla beans, and I like vanilla balsamic. I do not like vanilla powder, but there are times that I do. And like, so Tonka usually throws it out the window for me, but there are specific fragrances that a powdery vanilla or a Tonka will be fine for me. That one, it just happened to be on the in between all those styles of vanilla, a different style altogether. It smells like no other vanilla I've smelled, but it's a very nice one. If you like the OG Dior Homme Parfum and Intense, do you think I would like Day 3 Say Less? Different style. It's a different style. Because I love the Dior Homme Intense and I don't like Day 3 Say Less. It's a different style. It might be slightly closer to Dior Homme Parfum, but if you're talking like Fragrantica reviews, that's not that similar. Like Day 3 Say Less doesn't remind me of those two. So I would say I wouldn't put those in your head like that's what your comparison's going to be, because it's a Florentine iris, which I didn't know much about until I tried that one. And then a lot of people in that chat during that live stream were explaining to me the differences between the irises. I knew the difference between iris and orris butter, but I didn't know the difference between like iris oil and Florentine iris. I didn't know that until people were describing that live. And this is a Florentine iris. I still need to try Island, but I heard it's very feminine. It's not very feminine, no. It's straight down the middle, right down the middle unisex. It has a slight touch of rose in it, but I am sensitive to rose, and I can tell you that doesn't really change the fact that the fragrance is 100% unisex. If anything, I would say it might lean a bit like unisex leaning masculine, but it's straight down the middle unisex. Island is good. Opening smells like vanilla oud, and the dry down smells like baby cat. It's like the mix between the two, just with a different style of vanilla, like a vanilla bean. It depends on your thoughts on vanillas. I don't know what your style of vanilla, like if, I would say if you like vanilla a lot and pretty much any style of vanilla, yes, but I would say if you don't, then try to get a decant from somewhere first. I like Y EDP Intense since that's my least favorite Y. I know some people really enjoy that, but to me that has I wish that you guys could ask me what my favorite YSL Y is 2 years ago, because it was 100% the easiest answer in the world. It was Y Le Parfum and YSL Y Live. They were the two best by far. And then the EDP Intense came out, and the opening was like YSL Y Live, and then you dry down into just a basic woody aromatic scent. And so it still smells great. And even as the worst one in the line, in my opinion, it's still a good fragrance. Actually, I'm going to switch that. It's the second worst in the line, but it's like the second. All of them are above average for me. So even the Elixir, which is my least favorite in the line because of the soapy tone in it, yeah, the EDP Intense is nice. It's not for everybody. It's very basic. Whenever I think in the other fragrances in the line, there are better options. But it all depends on your taste. Got Mason, Asar, Legacy, and Aqua Dubai samples coming in tomorrow. Curious about Legacy and Blue Talisman. Is that a Blue Talisman clone? Interesting. Well, I'm trying the real thing, so I'm trying the Blue Talisman X-Straight, and let me know what you think about Legacy, because I have 2 Blue Talisman clones. Both of them have like pieces of it, but neither of them, like Art of the Universe and the one from Zoha Aroma, they smell nice. They just don't smell like Blue Talisman. I'm not a fan of blind buying. I only have to, yeah, I agree, Joey. Like, if you can sample anything, sample it first. I know Venba has some day 3 decants. I know day 3 has day 3 decants. But the only reason I blind buy is because I kind of have to with my channel. If I want to get more like fragrances in, I got to blind buy. I just have to take people's word on it, especially because near me, I don't have any niche stores. I'd have to drive like an hour and a half just to get something that has Creed and PDM, but that's really all they have. What's up, man? Hopefully you're doing well as well. Hopefully you're having a great day. Appreciate you joining us. I'm all sample, especially niche. Yeah, why do you think I was clearing out my sample box and sending it to people? Because I had over like 900, and so I just gave somebody half of them. Sean, I am right there with you. I am pumped for fall. As soon as that comes out, I already have my list of, I'm going to be wearing my 1 million Privés, my Wanted by Nights, my Most Wanted Parfums, my Harrods, my Royal Ouds, my Soma Halcyon Oud, my Angel Shares. Oh, I can't wait. Baby Cat, I'm just, everything about fall just screams, Daddy likes his fragrance. That's for Newt. I'm glad I read that. Joey, it's my favorite day 3. Island is fire. Yeah, my favorite day 3 is Tres Oros. Second favorite day 3. I haven't worn Island a lot yet because that's a winter scent, our fall and winter scent. But Tres Oros is my favorite. Number 2 is probably Tacita de Cafe, which I had a big decant of, but I ran out of it, so I got to get a bottle of that. And Desert Rain is my favorite freshie. Hi, Nick. What's going on, man? Am I almost to the bottom? I love Blue Talisman. When I smelled it, price is too high now, sadly. Oh, I'm glad I bought it for 190. If I didn't, I don't know what I would do. And it's funny because I bought it, and then like 2 weeks later, they announced that the X-Straight was coming out, and apparently the X-Straight's better. Fact, Sean, that's for Sean. Desert Rain is amazing, but such bad performance for me. Incredible smell. I get about 6 hours, but I'm not a performance stickler, Sean, because I have so many fragrances in my collection and I work from home. Sometimes I do work downtown, but that's where you just need to get yourself one of those lipstick travel atomizers to throw in your pocket. Because if you do that, then it's easy enough. Just spray some of Desert Rain in your pocket. I mean, it's made for a scent that, I mean, for me, it's 6 to 7 hours, like 5 6 hours probably. But for you, if it's like 2 hours, then I would just carry one of those lipstick things. But I'm not a stickler for performance. I know there's a lot of people that are. Gris Charnel and Stronger With You Intensely, age 21. Yes. I don't know what you're asking. Gris Charnel and Stronger With You Intensely. Are you asking, are they good? Are you asking which one? Are you asking, are they good for a 21-year-old? I know, I'll just talk about them, I guess. Gris Charnel is actually better than the X-Straight in my opinion. It's more wearable. It's a very beautiful scent. For a 21-year-old, you're stretching it a bit because it is more of a grown-up scent. I think that it's fantastic though, but I would try that before you buy it. Stronger With You Intensely is liked a lot by the younger crowd. That is my least favorite of the Stronger With You house, and I think it's a lot of people's least favorites because it's just a ton of vanilla with some nuttiness underneath it. It's, if you like the Lamal elixirs of the world, like those really strong vanilla fragrances, like Tonka fragrances, then it might be something you'd be interested in. But if you're not a huge fan of those really powerful vanilla fragrances, Stronger With You Intensely, I don't think is something that I would recommend to somebody. If it's something that like you enjoy, heavy vanillas, you like to be loud, then maybe that's something for you. But for me, the Gris Charnel is the better purchase there. And I bet you most people in this live stream would agree with me on that. Don't forget to, Rainy, don't forget to wear Best Designer Amber this fall. Yeah, I was trying to think of other ones, but I am going to be wearing, and Patrick, it's on a stand up there right behind the box of Zaharoff. You can see the top of it right in front of the white box. Noir Ombre. Probably my favorite fragrance that I just don't talk about that much, just because it's discontinued, and what's the point in talking about a discontinued fragrance unless it's a discontinued video? Noir Ombre is just the perfect. Oh, yes. There's one fragrance that I knew I needed to buy this fall, and I couldn't think of it. It is Versace Santal Boisé. It is the best sandalwood fragrance in existence. It is basically the dry down of Noir Ombre, just in one fragrance. It's a private line Versace that you can find for $130 on Joma Shop. If you were looking for a creamy sandalwood with amber and vanilla, that is the fragrance. It is high quality, it is fantastic, and the bottle is sick. So Santal Boisé by Versace. That is some. Thank you for mentioning Noir Ombre, because that reminded me I needed to buy a bottle of that because I ran out of my decant in April. I have a sample of Wiley Parfum 2021 on the way. Looking forward to testing it. I live in Florida. I mean, it's hard. It doesn't matter where you live. You could be in the equator. That fragrance is going to be great. I mean, I'm telling you, that is, outside of my mix of Boss Bottled and Spice Bomb Infrared, which I just get, I don't know why, but everybody compliments that's around me on that. Outside of that and Angel Share, Wiley Parfum is by far my most complimented fragrance. And there's people out there that say, you shouldn't be reaching for compliments. Compliments aren't a thing. My wife compliments me when I wear a fragrance if she likes it. And I feel good about myself whenever she does. So, I mean, for me, it works. I'm deciding between Limonada and Portal for my next purchase. Is your preference still Porthole? I've said this 100 times, True Dat, not saying that mean to you. I'm saying it again. I have no preference. And the reason that I have no preference is because I prefer limonada in the opening half hour, and I prefer porthole after a half hour. But I prefer limonada over porthole in the opening by like a smidge, and I prefer porthole in the dry down by like a smidge. It really doesn't matter. My wife likes limonada better. Some people like limonada better. My moderators like porthole better. It really, I don't think you could go wrong with either one. Limonata, the new porthole bottle is probably like, if I had to go and I had neither of them, and I ran out of both bottles, and I had to go back and purchase one, I would purchase the porthole only because the new bottle, when I got the Lamari AMAC and I saw how awesome that bottle is, it's a super thick glass with a nice magnetic cap. I mean, I love that style of bottle, and my wife even said it's probably the nicest bottle you have in your collection, and I agree. And so while the Limonada bottle is a very nice thick glass, has a nice cap, everything is nice about that fragrance, the only reason I would buy the porthole over it is not because of scent. I might lean Limonada and scent maybe a little bit, but again, it's dry down opening, doesn't matter. But the porthole would swing me just because of the bottle. So I just wouldn't blame, if you haven't tried them, you can't spend, I mean, that's your call, but I can never tell someone to spend $300. But it is on Venba right now for $300 without having to pay the or the $80 in shipping. So if you're interested in porthole, I think it's still on Venba right now. But please use my link because I get 10% only on Lamari fragrances. The most heavy vanilla fragrance that I've tried to stand out to me are Parfums de Marly Altair and Nishani Ani. I love both, but prefer Altair because to me, Ani is way better on a woman and it's a beautiful scent. The most heavy vanilla fragrances I've tried, I mean, I pair powdery vanilla and tonka kind of in the same thing because they smell very similar. But the heaviest vanilla scent that I've tried is probably, yeah, you're right. It's probably Altair. Or Nishane Ani or Hachivat Oud. Those are all strong vanilla scents. But Stronger With You Intensely is the strongest one. I watched a Perfume Guy video on MFK Absolute Pour Le Soir, and I picked up a sample. Might be one of my favorite new fall scents. Trying to get a bottle of it. It's only he reviews a lot of things that you can't find. That's what sucks. Like when he reviewed the whole Lamari line, it's like you can't pick up any of them unless they're like on Venmo once a year. So it's a hard line to find. I think Nick is asking if they're youthful. I don't know. He just said and, so I just did my best. I'm most excited to wear my Van Cleef. Van Cleef and Arpels has some really good fragrances. Bois d'Or. Oh, I also need to buy a freak. Sorry, Patrick. I need to buy Atelier des Ors Lune Feline Extrait. That's another one I need to buy. And the other one that I need, Atelier des Ors, whatever the other one, Newt. What's the other one I need to buy from Atelier des Ors that I just tried? That I hated, that I thought I didn't like the opening, but then I loved it. Anyway, I'm most excited to wear my Van Cleef Bois d'Or this fall and winter. It's a niche, more vanilla Prada Black. That sounds really good, actually. Is that on discounters? I'm excited to rock Blonde Amber and Bromptons. I never heard of Bromptons, but Blonde Amber is like the party boy version of Grand Soir. Smash that like. Appreciate it, Newt. Testers of Santal Boisé, yeah. And it's only Sloma Shop when it doesn't say in stock. And you know that too, Newt. If it says in stock, you usually do get it in like a week, maybe 3 or 4 days. It's pretty quick. But Sloma Shop is only Sloma Shop if it doesn't say in stock. If it says like 3 to 4 days, it's probably going to be like a week and a half. It says 2 to 4 weeks, you're probably going to get it in 6 months. So just an FYI, it is only Sloma Shop. I only buy on Sloma Shop if it's a new release because I don't care when it arrives. I just know that it's going to be the first one on there, or if it sits in stock. So if you follow my trend, you're not going to have slow-mo shop no mo. Got a jet. All right, Detroit. Well, I'll see you soon, man. I see you all the time now. So it was good having you. Thank you for the $20 donation. I appreciate you. I got to get off here soon anyway. I'll check that private blend Versace out. You should. You 100% should. Hey, Joel. What's up, man? Everybody hit that like. Am I getting bit by something? I feel like I'm getting bit right here, and I'm getting bit on my eyebrow. There we go. Rouge, so I'm not that far behind. Rouge Soleil. Scent of the day for Joel is Simone Androli, and that is Tulum Junglescape. I want to just see your collection one day, Joel. I'm glad you put your thing back to the face with the half robot. I like that better. I think me and Ross said that the other day. Joel is the Matrix. I've seen dude be a mod for like 4 different fragrance creators. Who, Joel? Yeah, I actually made him a mod because of that. I was like, Joel, you know how to be a mod, and we lost a mod, T-Frag, who was one of my original mods, and the other mod that we have is Jeff from SoCal Sense, and he's only in here sporadically. But my main 3 mods are Mo, Hamzat, and Newt, and Hamzat shows up sporadically too. So I was like, hey, Joel's in here all the time, and he's a respectable moderator on 967 channels. Might as well make it 968. 307, not 30. 307. I don't think so, Randy. They're very hard to find in general. I got lucky. Got it for 110 in the private Facebook groups. Gotcha. What Ralph's Club would you recommend? J Level Up. I would recommend you smell them in Macy's. No, I'm going to give you my personal opinion. Some people would say the Elixir, but it depends on what style you like. I will give you my favorite, which is Ralph's Club New York. It is the brand new release this year, and I know a lot of people have been saying it's their favorite as well. It is basically Ralph's Club Parfum. If you made it a little bit more dark and fruity and added a rich vanilla underneath it, it's more of the Ralph's Club made for the fall and winter, but it still has some nice freshness and that easy wear tone that you can wear it all throughout the year. If you want to be a little bit more classy but still have an anytime, any season fragrance, the Parfum was my favorite before that release. Very, very nice smelling, aromatic, but also like a sweet aromatic with a nice amber woody underneath it. If you like masculine, like hyper masculine scents, Ralph's Club Elixir. But I don't like that because I don't like hyper masculine scents. Never have, never will. I don't hate it. I still have it behind me. I still wear it from time to time. It's something that you wear in very specific situations. But my wife hates it, so I wouldn't recommend it. I would say the Parfum or the Ralph's Club New York. It depends on what you're more looking for. If you're looking for something to wear every season, wear to work, all of that, the Parfum is probably the better purchase. But the New York is just a little bit more of a bubbly, slightly darker, sweeter version of that. Slow-mo shop. That's the first time hearing that, Joey. I hear that all the time. It's been coined by like 60 different people now. And I'm like, I don't want to defend Joma Shop because they are really bad to work with. Like, they're not a bad company. They really concentrate on only the big reviewers. Even though I helped sell with my affiliate links over $500,000 for them, I stopped posting links for them a lot just because of the fact that they won't even answer me. Like, I reached out the one time and said, hey, can you guys create a landing page for me? They got back to me and said, only if you do this sale. And I said, well, those fragrances were already on sale. They're the same price as they were last week. I know because I posted them for you. And they never responded to me. And now they don't even respond to me. And the one email actually blocked me. And so I'm like, what's the point in doing all that? And then yet there's people on the phone with Cal Cologne and all that. It's just like, all I ask you is the answer. I mean, I helped sell $500,000 worth of fragrance in 2 years. Like, you should Just answer my fucking email. I ain't asking you for anything. I just wanted you to make a landing page for people to find fragrances that I have as like my top 10 that week, just so I don't have to do it myself. Doesn't that make sense? I mean, that makes sense, right? What's the name of the atelier that you said you need to get? I want to check it out. There are two. The one is it's atelier. Here, I'll write it in chat. It's not atelier. It's Atelier dOUD. Lune Feline Extrait and Rouge Soleil. So Lune Feline Extrait is in that vibe. If you like Baby Cat, it's not the same. It just has vibes of that. And then the Rouge Soleil tobacco, I can't remember what that smells like. I just remember liking it. I've been smelling too many things lately. Mo sent me like 15 decants. And then the day before that, I got like 10 decants from Ball Cap Cologne. The day before that, I got 6 decants from AP Sprays. It was the day that Mo sent me it. I also got a package from Scent Rush. So, and then this guy that I've been working with through Instagram to start a new line of fragrances, he sent me like 60 mods, which are like samples of fragrances he's working on. And so I have like a whole shelf of just decants over there. It's a little bit ridiculous. So I can't even remember what Rouge Soleil smells like. Dude, what are some top designers for you? Let's see. If we're talking winter and fall, since that's the season we're going into, I'm going to say Givenchy Gentleman's Society, either the Extreme or Ombre, pick and choose, doesn't really matter. Zara the Most Wanted Eau de Parfum Intense, absolutely fantastic fragrance. For me personally, I think the easiest wear fragrance for anybody is the Original Boss Bottled. If you want to spend $30 and get a very easy wear fragrance, even for somebody who has 500-600 fragrances in their collection, I still wear Boss Bottled like twice a week just because I love the smell of it. And it pairs really well with Spice Bomb Infrared, which is a really nice fragrance as well. There's obviously like your Ralph's Club and the New York that just came out. I like the Jean Paul Gaultier Le Male Lovers that came out last year too. Very, very nice. It's fresh and warm. There's Chanel's Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme YSL Le Parfum if you want a nice blue. Then if you want some like fresh versions of that, there's speaking of blues, I'm starting to the new Eau Fraiche Extreme by Versace, I'm really starting to like that one a lot. But anyway, fresher designers, Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Eau Intense is a very beautiful fragrance. YSL Eau Fraiche, I think that's discontinued now though. It's hard to think about a bunch of fragrances whenever you're sitting here and you're trying to think and then you're also trying to look at the same time. If you want something green, Polo Cologne Intense is super underrated. I'm trying to just think of Bad Boy Cobalt Elixir, absolutely phenomenal. Love that stuff. But that's not a fresh one. That's more of like a night out scent. Fruity, but they fixed all the issues with the original. And then there's like your Aqua de Jo. I actually am starting to really enjoy the Aqua de Jo Elixir that came out. Again, that's more nighttime, but it smells like the Profumo if it's like more woody and spiced. But that's a very good fragrance as well. I pretty much just mentioned half of the designers out there, so. Those are so good, have them burn. Which one are we talking about? Are you talking about the Atelier dOUD? Yeah, they're really nice. And what's really cool is that they have really nice bottles. They're not expensive. Like the Lune Feline, just the regular Lune Feline, is like $90. And they come in really beautiful bottles, and they have gold flakes in their fragrance, in the liquid. I had the wrong brand though. Thanks, dude. Yeah, Patrick, as soon as I saw them say Atelier, or Mo said Atelier, I was like, gotta fix that, because Atelier and Atelier dOUD are two different companies. With FragFlex, that's being bought by the same company as Fragrance Spy, FragFlex will become one of the best in the USA, in my opinion. And what sucks, Joel, is that I'm still not allowed to post for them because they got bought out by Fragrance Spy. So now their site just looks like Fragrance Spy, just with the name FragFlex on it. And Fragrance Spy and the owners, they only do affiliate with people that they pick and choose, and normally you have to have over 50,000. They specifically asked me when they were Fragrance Spy only not to post any affiliate links for them, and do not post any links in general. I said, so you don't want advertising? They told me not to post anything. And so I'm not allowed to post for them, and for FragFlex, I'm guessing I'm not going to be able to either, which makes absolutely no sense. It's like, every other company that is in fragrances and beauty, even Macy's does, and YSL, and like all the big brands, they all do affiliates. Amazon does affiliate. Like, why is Fragrance Spy not even doing like a 5% affiliate? It makes absolutely no sense. And then to say that even if they don't do affiliates, that they don't want me posting for them, it just makes zero sense. It's like somebody has an issue with me, but I've heard that other people, they said the same thing too. Check out Profumo di Firenze Mara. Jesus goodness. The most realistic orange note you'll ever smell. Joel, have you smelled Panadora Forever Love? Because that was the most realistic orange note that I've smelled. And then I also smelled the new Maison Margiela fragrance every Sunday morning, or not lazy Sunday morning. I can't remember. I got it in, and I can't even remember the damn name. It smells like an Aperol Spritz, but it's like a super realistic orange peel. But I will definitely try that out, but I'm not going to try that out now because I'm done buying fresh fragrances until next year. If you remind me next year, I'll buy it. I hope I can buy from FragFlex. Could not buy from Fragrance Spy since they don't ship to me. Blaine, do you live in the United States? Because if you live in the United States, they do ship to the USA, but if you live in like Hawaii or Alaska, that's a different story. But I mean, Fragrance Spy ships to everywhere in the United States, at least, unless you live in like some weird place in Maine or something. I can't wait to wear my Soma Halcyon Oud. It's smelled it again, most slept on. And it's just absolutely fantastic. I mean, Soma Halcyon Oud might be my favorite fragrance. I keep smelling it too. Have a good night, chat. Farewell, my dude. Later, Nick. Hopefully you have a great day. While I finish these comments, I just want to let you know I am getting off the live here in a minute because I have to go up and check the pool of my HOA, which is my other job that I have on top of having a channel and working in pharmacy. But I wanted to get through the last two of these. So the other two, I forgot I was even doing this. The other two, what was the topic? Top 5 hidden gems. So we did Lolita Lempica Green Lover, Ormond Jane Montebaco Intensivo, Day 3 Trace Odos, and the last two are Givenchy Gentleman Society, or Givenchy Gentleman Only Casual Chic. This fragrance is hard to find. Usually it's only on perfume.ca or perfumeonline.ca. It doesn't really smell like anything else other than almost like a more dressed up, less casual version of Lacoste Blanc Eau Fraiche. It's fresh, slightly watery, has a little bit of this kind of aromatic backbone, but it's a super slept on fragrance. If you haven't tried this one out and you like the Lacoste Blanc Eau Fraiche style of DNA, mix that with Gentleman Society, or Gentleman Only. I keep saying Society, it's in my brain right now. Mix that with the Gentleman Only DNA. It's a very beautiful, kind of higher class spring and summer fragrance. And then the last one is Joe Love's Mango Thai Lime. If it will focus, there we go. Joe Love's Mango Thai Lime. Sometimes I spray this and it's just a wallop of black pepper and I hate it. But 95% of the time when I spray it, let's see what it does right now. Yep, no black pepper. There's a little bit of black pepper, but it's like what it's supposed to be. I don't know why. Sometimes I get wallop of black pepper in it. It's just not for me. But this is one of the most realistic mango skins that you can ever smell, with like a drizzle of lime on top and then this like black pepper just over top of it to give it a light spice, unless you get like a wallop of it. But it's one of the most realistic, unique tropical fragrances that won't leave you saying, I wish I wouldn't have bought it because it smells like this or this. That's not going to happen. Sister company to Joe Malone. Joe loves Mango Thai Lime. Is fantastic, super realistic, and if you haven't tried it, I definitely recommend it, but it's another hard one to find, which is why it's called a hidden gem. I hate whenever I hear someone say, hidden gem. I hear no one talking about this, but it's the original Stronger With You, or Mont Blanc Explorer. And I'm like, it's not a freaking hidden gem. Come on. I mean, like, they do that all the time. No gatekeeping. What are good discounters to buy from that are not out there like Slow-Mo Shop? So I'm just going to give you the whole list of ones that I use. Olfactory is the one that you're going to look for if you want niche and indie fragrances. It has the best prices, but they are out of stock a lot of times on usually the higher end stuff, as well as just a slight bit of designers mixed in, but then also City Rhythm, Argos, and Imaginary Authors. So that is probably one of the best places to look for it. Venba is the best place to look if you want to get it. If you're fine with testers, they have a ton of testers. They are really good with having a nice blend of niche as well as designer and a slight bit of indie, but they also have some whacked out houses that I don't even know what they are. But Venba is a really good site. I have if you could support the channel, anytime you are buying fragrances, I have a link tree as well as a link to every site that I'm affiliated with in every description of every video, including this live stream. But Venba is a good one. Then there's Fragrance Net, which doesn't always have the best prices, but they do have the best prices on Chanel. They're the only place that I ever see that has Chanel's usually like 6 or 7 times a year for 15 to 20% off. And I don't know how they do it. They do it, and it's great. Fragrance Buy was from Canada, but now it's Frag Flex. Frag Flex, I didn't know it was even legit, but it is. If you're willing to wait some time and you're willing to use your translator on your website, on your web page, or on your phone, all you have to do is hit the puzzle piece on your phone, and then you can hit translate to English. News-parfums.com. They get all the new releases in because they're from France, and they get all the new releases in early, and then you can have it. The shipping's like $19, but you're saving about 50% because you're not paying customs. And it takes about a week and a half to 2 weeks to arrive. So if you're okay with that, those are all the best ones. And then there's Aura Fragrance, but I don't really talk about Aura Fragrance anymore because they legit are out of stock of everything. I don't understand why they're a mom and pop shop out of Houston that has the best prices, usually on a very small selection, PDM, Initio, Mancera, stuff like that, and some designers, but they're always out of stock. Same with Kingdom Fragrances and same with eDiscount Perfumes. Your best bet is just take that list down that I just gave you, and then whenever you're looking for a specific fragrance, go to Google, type in the name of the fragrance, hit shopping, and if one of those comes up, just find the best price from one of those and then buy it from there. That's all I do. If I'm looking for, let's say, Ralph's Club New York, I type it in, I hit shopping. As long as one of the websites that I just mentioned are listed there, or a bunch of them, I'll look and see which one's the best price. I'll go there and buy it. That's how I make my decision. Even if it's not my affiliate, which half of those are and half of those aren't. Rouge Soleil Vintage or just a regular one? I don't know anything about the vintage. But I would say try out Lune Feline Extrait first, or the original Lune Feline. The Extrait's just a little bit deeper, warmer version of the original. You live in Hawaii. Well, I don't know much about Hawaii as far, I've been there, but as far as the shipping, a lot of companies are only lower 48. So I don't know how FragFlex works, but I'm guessing because they are still Fragrance By and Fragrance By didn't ship there, even though they were from Canada, I still don't think that's going to change anything. I still think that you might have an issue getting it to Hawaii. Can't wait to wear full fall fragrances I bought. I'm on Luxury Voyage. Yeah, I know. It's exciting. Oh, I bought Nautica Voyage Extreme or whatever the hell it's called last night because I was on the phone with Ross. Joel, you saw I was in Didrik's Live. I was on the phone with Ross, and Ross was like, yeah, I got the new Nautica Voyage. It's on Amazon. There's only 6 left. And I was like, all right, I'm buying. I don't care if I don't like it. At least you guys want to see it, so whatever. Rudros Thai Mango is another great mango fragrance. That'll be another good one for next year. Remember these for next year then, Joel. My guy just dropped major game. Appreciate the put on the big bro. That was some stellar language there. Appreciate you, Joey. FragBuy is now shipping to the European Union or the EU. Nice. Can't wait to see. Can't see how they won't ship to Hawaii. Well, he's saying FragBuy doesn't ship to Hawaii right now. So I don't know because FragBuy bought out FragFlex. And they even said nothing's changing. They are just moving to the U.S. market. But for the U.S. market prior to that, FragBuy did not ship to Hawaii or Alaska. So I don't see the difference. Hey, Joey. I now know that even on your end, it probably looks like a big yellow bubble and it says that it's a super chat. For me, it just looks like a comment, but at least I know now. Thank you for the $5 super chat. I really appreciate it. First live. I hope you subscribed. I didn't do many videos last week because I did like 10 videos in a row and about 60 shorts the week before that, but I do have a Bleu de Chanel exclusive video. I have my top 5, as you guys know, 4 times a year. I come back and I tell you my top 5 releases of the year at that point in time. I have that one coming up. And then I have my full review on Lamari Aomac, I don't know. But I have all 3 of those, as well as about 60 shorts that I recorded. So I will be starting to post them again tomorrow. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I will not be posting because I will be at my parents' 50th anniversary get-together out of state. Choma Shop won't ship to Hawaii either. Yeah, I know. It's a lot of companies that don't do that. I have a travel spray of YSL Y Live on the way from Aura, one of my favorite Y fragrances. I love this. No one knows about it. Well, most people don't know about it. YSL Y Live was a European-only release. And even when you asked YSL people whenever this was available, which was until last year, they didn't even know about it. They had no idea that YSL Y Live even existed. So, if you want to know what this is, it's basically a fruity version, but without the apple. It's more of a juniper fruity version. Almost like if you took more of a bubblegummy fruity version of the Y-DNA, but for some reason it works. Like it doesn't smell like your Invictuses and stuff like that. While it does lean that way, it just works. This is the second best YSL Y of all time. It's absolutely fantastic. I gatekeep that fragrance. I even did when it was available. Wow, I ship to Hawaii all the time. I don't know what the big deal is. Yeah, I don't know either. I shipped to Hawaii a few times. I think I actually just got somebody who bought a mystery box. Speaking of, before I'm done my live, I want to remind you guys, next Monday, as long as I'm home from my parents' 50th anniversary, we have day 3 introductory kits. I believe Michael the Perfumer will be on the live stream. These are going to be giveaways. As long as you are in the live stream and you put your name down when I ask for it, you will be eligible to have an entry into the giveaway. And so there's 3 of them. 3 people will win. If you are a member of my channel, whether it's the $4.99 member or the $9.99 or the $14.99, doesn't matter. as long as you're a member of the channel, you get an extra entry into being a winner for this. Then the week after that, this brand new release that comes out September 12th is day 3 Carolina, or not day 3, Coastal Carolina, Carolina Blue, 30 milliliters, brand new release, and it's actually really good. It's like a creamy blue with like an apple heavy touch. But we're going to be doing a giveaway of that the week after, or possibly next week sometime. But the only last thing I'm going to leave you guys with is I am doing mystery boxes right now. There are 6 left, 5 left, something like that. They are $75. That's $65 plus $10 in shipping, which I actually found out it's $18 in shipping to ship 3 bottles. So it's $75 flat. There were 16 boxes in total. All of them my wife packed up, so I couldn't see anything. And every one of them has at least 3 fragrances in it, 3 full bottle fragrances. And then of the 16 boxes, 3 of the boxes will be worth $300 plus. The one will have Bois Imperial, 100 milliliter, 100 milliliter Guerlain Abbey Rouge Eau de Parfum, and a random cheapie. The other one will have the $165 Hez Parfums Bourbon Street. The other one is Joel et Matte Aqua Sextius, as well as a random cheapie. And then the third is basically 90% of my decant stash, which is probably worth over $600 that I just tossed into a box. So you have a chance to win that. And so we just either email me at FragranceDoud@gmail.com or go to my IG and just message me on there. It's PayPal or Zelle. But once I get all 16 sold, I will take all the shipping labels, hand them to my wife, and she will stick them to random boxes and we'll ship them out. So we're getting close to them being gone. So if you're interested, just make sure you let me know. Yeah, but even if you don't win the big 3 boxes, the other 13, I think there's like 10 of them that are more than $75. There's some fragrances that are $75 themselves in those boxes. Mo, no shade, brother, but I just haven't seen your name till a few minutes ago. We didn't have any interaction. Oh, yeah, Mo's my moderator. He's been on here for a long time. Him, Joel, and Newt are the guys on here. I don't know what's happening or what's going on, but it's all good in the hood. Mo likes to do this thing where he likes to tease people, including myself, but he absolutely is one of the nicest guys that you will meet, so don't take anything that he says to heart, unless it's like some kind of like soppy thing, because then he's probably being soppy. I'm just messing with you, bud. Yes, he was just joking around, no big deal. You smell the new Angel Share yet? My bad if you already answered this. Johnny, I have. Don't know why. I haven't even told my moderators. I was supposed to get a full bottle in. Joey was supposed to send it to me from, what's it called? Jesus. Excuse me for anybody who took offense to that, but it's a normal thing for me. It got stuck in customs. He had 3 of them, and they got stuck in customs, and he doesn't know when they're going to be out. But he had another one, just like a couple sample cards that he sent to me, and I tested it, and it's nice. It is fresher, has the Angel Share DNA, but a little bit further away than what you would expect from like the Angel Share Paradis that came out. When that came out, I thought it was going to be a huge twist. It literally was just raspberry on top of Angel Share with a little bit more woods. This one, it kind of dials back the Angel Share. When it gets further in, it does get closer to the Angel Share, like just being like a fresher Angel Shale. In the opening, though, there is a nice blast of citrus. It's not as fresh as I would have liked it to be, but I'm still working with it. Again, I've been trying out so many fragrances, I actually forgot to even talk about that. And I was actually looking for an idea for this live. I could have easily just had it be about the Chanel and the Angel Share, but again, it's not even in my head. So I need to wear it and get through it, but I'm not doing a review for it until I have something more substantial in hand, because this is like a 5 spray. And Newt and Mo, you guys know I hate dipstick atomizers. Absolutely hate them, and that's what it is. So I got a little bit out of it. If you guys want to know a small piece of what why am I saying angel shale? Angel share on the rocks. It does smell fresher. It has a little bit more citrus in the opening, but it wasn't as good as I had expected it to be. But I only smelled it on a dipstick. I haven't sprayed it on my hand. It could be much better. I will let you guys know more. I know I'm supposed to have that in by the time I get in the Ex Nihilo Blue Talisman extrait. So I'm sorry I could only give you that much, but I don't want to do like a full review for you guys and get you guys excited or not excited about something that was really small of a decant. Yeah, why is Killian giving me the baby mouth? I don't know. Scent of the day is the big one, Oud Zedian. I got 100 milliliters in it from Olfactory. Hopefully, oh, you were one of the ones. Oh, a horse running. Love it. I just laugh every time. I snicker every time I see your name. They send you a cut, Randy. Yeah, I got your $37. I appreciate you. I saw somebody bought it, and somebody bought it last night too, but I know that wasn't you since you already got yours in. But somebody bought it like the day I posted it, and I'm guessing it was you. But yeah, I got my $37, $47, so thank you for that. You actually were one of the biggest reasons that it put me over the edge to get my new Mind Games fragrance. So, thanks. I appreciate you. I would rather destroy a dipstick. I will not, I almost didn't even talk about it, because you guys know how excited I get when I get new fragrances in, especially Angel Share and like a flip on it. But when I saw the dipstick, I was like, it came in one of those little Ziploc bags, and inside I was like, are you serious? I don't want this. And it was just stapled to the inside of a card. I was like, I was excited to try you. Now I'm not. I was like, even if you could have been a 1 mil with a sprayer on it. And so I tried to do what I did with some of Newt's, where I put it into one of my sprays, and then I looked and I have no decants. So I couldn't even put it into a sprayer. And it's not like I could wash one out and put it in there, because you have to clear out the atomizer. And it's not the way it works. So anyway, I agree with Angel Share Parody. It was only raspberry on top. That's why I didn't buy that one. Yeah, I'm going to get that one using affiliate. And my affiliate comes up in September. Venba is going to send me $200, $350 or something. I'll use that to buy Angel Share Parody, just so I can have it in the collection. But it's not something that you want to buy. It's buy that or the original Angel Share. And to me, the original Angel Share is better. Glad it worked out. Wanted to show some support. Well, if there was one person this month that helped me do something from my channel, like as far as affiliate, it was you, because I was at 254, and to get the Mind Games counterplay, I needed 286. And so you placed your order, it went in there, and I bought it that night. So it was because of you that I got counterplay, so I appreciate it. That's not an official Killian sample, is it? It is not an official Killian sample. It is a supplier leaked sample, because right now they're only in, I'm supposed to have a bottle. Like, there will be a bottle on my channel at some point in time. Usually when something gets stuck in customs, it gets stuck in customs for 3 to 5 days. This has been in there for about a week and a half, and he has no idea. He's contact customs. He doesn't know what's going on with it. So I have no idea. I'll figure it out and let you know. Mind Games is the next set of samples I want to get. Okay, so I was horse running. You were in here a little bit late. I was talking about them earlier. I'm not a huge Mind Games fan. I do own 2. They're my favorites from the house. Outside of maybe, I can't remember the other one. Double Attack, the chocolate one. I think Blockade is way overhyped. I don't really like that one very much. I am going to be trying the new Queen Side and King Side and Queening and Mentor tonight. I'm going to be trying that. Mentor I'm trying tonight. The other 3 I'm trying tomorrow. but I just tried out Opera Mate and Counterplay. They're releases that came out right before them. Opera Mate is probably the best gourmand that I have tried in a year or two, outside of maybe Tres Oros. A very beautiful creme brulee with a little bit of caramel and a nuttiness underneath it. Very, very, very nice fragrance. And Counterplay is this kind of melon guava with a little bit of this banana underneath, and then you get a slight floral under it. Very, very beautiful tropical fragrance. Both are high quality, and they've really made me double think what I think about mind games. So yeah, I'm really hoping that Mentor, when I get off this live, is just as good. I consider Royal Oud the best creed that is for the cool weather. Yes, you can wear it in like the summer nights that are a little bit less, but I find it a cool weather scent. I think that Royal Oud is the best, most luxurious feeling fragrance for the cool weather, but it's right there with Centaurus. For my favorite fragrance from the house, it's Millesime Imperial. Always has been, always will be. My most worn, though, is Virgin Island water. And then I'm really, really adapting to Bois de Portugal. That is my next creed purchase outside of maybe Centaurus. Joey, whatever smells nice for me, I got a clone designer's niche. I don't know. Did somebody ask something? Hold on. Why isn't it letting me do that? How do I feel about dupes clones? Well, Joey, my whole thing, I'll pick up dupes and clones if you guys ask me 100 times to get them. If I see them a bunch, I'll pick it up. For instance, Vintage Radio. It was the only clone that I picked up this year. And the reason for that is because a ton of people asked me to. I've tried out probably 500 clones in the time of my channel. I'm not one to search for clicks, likes, and subscribers. If I wanted to, I could have had 30 or 40,000 at this point in time. I said this earlier in the live. My best video on my channel in the last year was a top 10 clone video, and that was 40,000 views, and my average is like 1,000 to 2,000 in a day, and I didn't do it again for like 8 months because I don't care about doing that. If I wanted to, I could, but I want to fill my collection up with fragrances I really enjoy and fragrances that have good resale value because I am consistently rotating my fragrances in and out of my house. And so if I'm going to sell a fragrance, I want to be able to sell it so that I can buy the next fragrance. And so that's the way that I look at it. And so I do have some clones, and I have nothing against clones, but I've tried about 500, maybe 480 of them, weren't as good as the original. And that's to be expected. And so for people who are acting like it's the same as the original, no, it's not. 99% of the time, they're not as good as the original, but it's to be expected because it's $200 to $300 less. And so if you guys are saying that, there might be a few out there that are, but those are few and far between, and so it's up to everybody to decide if you'd rather go the clone route, if you'd rather not. I'm not somebody that you would want to watch if you just want a ton of clones. I'm just not going to talk about them. I'm more designer new releases, and then whatever the hell I feel like picking up. That's what my channel's all about. That is me too, Joel. I've talked about that all the time. $250 is my cutoff. I will make an exception, and that exception only happens whenever my Afterpay, my PayPal Pay in 4, and my Klarna are at 0. And I will make one purchase, whether at a Louis Vuitton or something, and pay $75 every 2 weeks until it's paid off, and then I'll go back into my normal buying. But I only spend $250 or less. I have 10 to 15, and I make sure they're really worth it. That's why I kind of save the purchases over $250 for my affiliates, because Olfactory is just like their prices are so good that my affiliates just keep rolling in. I mean, thank you guys, but it keeps rolling in. But Olfactory, you can't cash it out for cash; it's only for bottles. So I just keep putting them into bottles, and I'm trying to do mind games, Boadicea, because I'm trying to find the fragrances I like from those houses so that I can have a nice resale value. Anyway, it's really late for me doing this, 9:50. Usually I'm done at 9:10. I was just talking about a lot of stuff. But again, the 5 fragrances were Ormond Jane Hidden Gems, Montebaco Intensivo, Casual Chic, Gentleman Only Casual Chic by Givenchy, Day 3 Trace Oros, which a lot of people do know about, Joe Malone Mango Thai Lime, Lolita Lempicka Green Lover for your cheapie option. Next week, we have 3 Day 3 kits that are going to be given away on my channel, and Michael will probably be on here. The week after that, 30 milliliters given away of Coastal Carolina's Carolina Blue that's coming out in about a month. And then also, again, we have 5 or 6 mystery boxes left. If you guys want to pay $75 for a chance at 3 boxes over $300, one that's probably over $600. And then even if you don't win those, you get one of the other 13 boxes, which has $75 plus worth of fragrances in it. So anyway, I appreciate all you guys. Thank you for the donations to Detroit and Joey. Welcome to everybody who's new, and I'll see you guys on my next live. Peace out.